there's a growing issue or question about diversity in higher education, and it's starting to become contentious. We have a Supreme Court case about the very thing right now. While diversity in higher education is becoming a question, we also have women and minorities are greatly underrepresented in leadership still. What can we do to address the problem, and what is the role of government in addressing the problem?
Well, it's a very good question. Diversity is an imperative in the 21st century for our country, and yet when we look at K through 12 performance, we see some of the most dramatic disparities in society, which then has a ripple effect on folks entering different professions, folks becoming part of university leadership or faculty. It all sort of boils down to what happens in those first 13 years of school for many people. And so, you know, I think some of the steps that we're taking in a place like Charlotte with, you know, we've got a great set of schools in Charlotte, but we also have some that are challenged. And we've actually gone to our private sector and asked for help. And we've raised $55 million of private money to go into the toughest part of our school district to try to move the dial there. So I think our biggest imperative as a country is to educate all of our people. If we educate all of our people, we will actually solve those problems of entrance into professions and leadership in faculty and administration. So that's number one. Number two is that you know, we as lawyers are actually in a position of strength when it comes to diversifying faculty and administration, given the market out there. We've got many talented lawyers who've got vast experience who are on the sidelines right now because of the economy. And I think that for law schools and college and university administrations, now is a really good time to look at changing the dial. How does government play a role there? I think the most fundamental thing government can do, and it's a long-term approach, is to address that education imperative. In terms of mandates and that sort of thing, those are it's hard to legislate not only diversity but also fit. And I think that we've got to continue trying to strike the right balance of encouraging diversity. I think that students are going to demand diversity as time goes on. I think employers are going to demand diversity. They're going to penalize schools that don't have it, because that's going to limit the ability of the lawyers that come out of those schools to compete in the global economy. So I think the economics of diversity are changing, and what government's got to do is prepare our people to be ready to lead.